is Karen, and I'll try to explain a little bit about the process of designing and the issues in designing a project with living things. I'm going to Israel this summer, so this project I'm talking about has not happened yet. I am trying to get it to work. So basically, desalination of seawater, what is that? It's a very reliable water resource because you take water from the ocean, and there's quite a lot of it. So it's used a lot in Saudi Arabia, Israel, Mediterranean areas because they don't have a lot of water, and it's slowly coming towards California too. So basically, you take the seawater and you treat it in different ways to create drinkable water. You remove the salt and you have drinking water. In this process, however, you do create byproducts, obviously. So you have the salt, you have high salinity brine that comes out of the seawater, and oftentimes you mix in different chemicals in the treatment. All of this is then discharged back out into the coastal environments. At this point, this brine is usually twice the salinity of the seawater. So, what effects can this have on the coastal ecology, biology, and chemistry? Not a lot of this is really known yet. It's a very understudied area. But what I want to figure out is there any measurable effects from this discharge? Can we find these effects, and can we make desalination even more sustainable? Because again, it's a very reliable water resource. Why not make it even better and bigger? So what I'm looking at in my project is the coral health. More specifically, I'll be looking at the growth of corals and phytoplanktons in the corals within a 40 to 50 period days where I'm making my experiment. So I'll head down to Israel. I will be in Israel at the very top of the Red Sea and the very top of the Gulf of Aqaba. There's a small town called Eilat, and in Eilat they have a research center, the IUI, where I can set up my project. So what I'm going to do is I have 3 different treatments. I'll have a control treatment that is basically just seawater. I'll have 2 experimental treatments where one is mixed with 1% brine and the other is mixed with 10% brine, which is kind of a lower and upper limit of what can happen. First of all, I'll have to collect my corals. I'll have to dive down and actually bring up corals from the reef. But obviously we don't want to destroy the reef, so we have these coral nurseries where you just dive down, you collect your stuff, you come back up, and you don't hurt the reef. Perfect. You then glue all your corals to a grid and you put them in a big aquarium. This aquarium obviously is filled with seawater because we are mimicking the ocean. To create a healthy environment for our corals, we'll have to have a constant flow of water. About 40 liters a day is, what I've been told, pretty good. When you have a normal setup, this is really easy because everything is just connected with tubes and you just pump in water from the ocean and everything is great and perfect. However, because of my project setup, I can't do that. I have different water treatments for my tanks. So what I basically have to do is have 1 tank of water for each aquarium that is constantly pumping, and to keep my water healthy and fresh, I can't have 40 liters at a time. I have to change this water several times a day to keep my corals happy. Keep in mind that I have 3 different treatments, and these treatments are replicated a bunch of times. So I'll have a lot of water tanks and a lot of aquariums pumping all the time that I have to manage and make sure that they have fresh water all the time. I also have to manage time for housekeeping, like cleaning, because this is living things. Things are going to grow in my aquarium and my corals won't be happy. So every day I'll have to go in and I'll have to clean all the tanks from the algae growing in these aquariums. So in between changing my water twice a day, cleaning my tanks once a day, feeding my corals and making sure they're happy, obviously I'll have to take samples as well and do my analysis. And this is obviously not easy either. So when you do these kinds of experiments, you'll have to physically remove the corals from the tanks, which I'm betting they won't be happy about. So you'll have to take the small coral pieces and put them in containers and get to your instruments, make your measurements, and then put them back, and hopefully they won't be too stressed out. This is one example where you're measuring photosynthesis. This is one example where you're measuring metabolism. And again, you can see you have these coral Nubbins in small chambers, so that you can actually make your measurement. But hopefully, I will be able to keep my corals happy and fresh and grow them over this 2-month period that I'm in Israel, and hopefully we'll be able to see something happening. Maybe not something, that would be great, but and then be able to get a clue of how this discharge can actually affect coastal environments. On that note, photo credit to Anna and Kyle, who are already in Eilat and who shared their pictures with me so I could share them with you and my process of trying to figure this whole experiment out that will hopefully succeed. So, thank you very much.